Game Over 86 coming back with another video. Today, guys, I'm going to be talking about the Crash Team Racing. It's an exciting day for PlayStation 4 fans, for Xbox One fans, and, well, maybe Switch fans. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yes, Crash Team Racing is coming out June 21st, 2019. I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. I'm going to buy it on the PlayStation 4 when it comes out. It's going to be a great game. I think it's $40. $39.99 is a pretty decent price for that type of game. It may drop down later on like it did with Crash Insanity and Spyro Reignited, but that's another video for a different time. But let's go ahead and just talk about everything. Okay, so I went to their website, I checked out the game pre-orders, and I noticed that the games were obviously for pre-order. PlayStation 4, June 21st, 2019. Boom, right there. Okay, you can get it anywhere you want. The Xbox, June 21st, 2019. You can get it for people that are on Xbox. But when I went to the Nintendo Switch and I looked at it and I seen coming soon, the first things that I thought about this was, wow. Once again, Game Over 86, you're just right. And I'm not dogging the Nintendo fanboys this time. This is at Nintendo. If you wouldn't make a whack, or I shouldn't even say whack. Let me rephrase that. If you wouldn't make a console with less power, and before the Nintendo fanboys jump at me and go, well, they don't care about graphics, they don't care about power. Okay, that's fine. If you just buy their first-party titles, okay, that's fine. Because I've always said it, that's all Nintendo really cares about anyway. But a lot of people always argue with me. They've never cared about third-party titles. They've never really been a big fan of third-party titles. Let me tell you something, okay? The NES, the Super NES, the GameCube, the Wii, the Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch. You do know, like, the Nintendo Switch is going to be, like, the second, third best-selling console, I'm sure, in Nintendo. The Wii is first. I mean, it's not like GameCube and the Nintendo 64 sold a lot. It's not like they're hotcakes. Okay, they didn't even break. Some of them didn't even break 30 million, 40 million, and that's not a shot. I'm just saying, you can't even pre-order it because it says coming soon. Now I'm gonna talk about two things that I think Nintendo needs to change about why you can't pre-order it, and two things they could change to help. Okay, and these are my two things. And this is the reason why I think that it may not be coming right on June 21st, 2019, like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit more in depth. When you think about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, what do you think about? You think about, okay, it's more, it's more inferior, or it's more superior, I should say. Whoa, I used different words, sorry, than the Nintendo Switch. That's a fact. It has, a better GPU, better CPU. It just runs better. It can run third-party title games a lot bigger, a lot better, and they don't have to worry about frame rate issues. They do, but I'm saying, like, when it compares to the Switch, they don't. So the thing that Nintendo could do to change, and not just for me, because I like Nintendo. I'm very hard on Nintendo. I was hard on Xbox. I'll be hard on Sony if they make mistakes. I've said that before. If Nintendo just made their console just more powerful than what they're always used to doing. They're always behind. And everybody's used to that. Everybody's like, well, Nintendo don't care about graphics. That's because they play all their first-party titles, and it's not really, like, daunting on a GPU or a CPU or whatever to run. They've always cared first about their first-party titles, obviously. But that don't keep the Switch going year 4, year 5, year 6. And I believe... when Nintendo says, they come out and they say, oh, we got these ports coming, or we got these games coming, and then the game like Dark Souls Remastered, it came, and then it got kind of delayed because evidently they had to dummy something down, change something to a cart, and this is my opinion, they had to, the graphics just weren't there to run it. Madden already came out, EA already came out and said Madden will not be on the Switch because it can't run its Frostbite engine, it's just not up to par. And if they change it to where it favors some third-party developers, and people can say what they want. Oh, man, you've seen some of the games that are coming out? I see a bunch of ports, first-party badass Nintendo games. I see some old-school 16-bit throwback, you know, remastered style games. I don't see anything really superior on there. I haven't seen a Red Dead Redemption 2 ever on there. I haven't seen an Assassin's Creed Odyssey on there. I haven't seen NBA 2K 19 or whatever's on there. But it's like it's not the superior one. More people are playing it on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox. They just are. People buy Nintendo for first-party titles, and it's been like that for years. And if you don't believe me, name the last time Nintendo had a great company that made great games besides their Nintendo franchise games. Oh, wait. Because it was Nintendo, it was rare. It was Nintendo 64. Them are the games that everybody's like, oh man, look at this game. Oh, look at that game. They're always going to make first-party titles great. They're going to make their Zeldas, Marios, Metroid Primes, Pokemons, Super Smash, Mario Karts, Mario Parties. They're going to make them all. They're going to make them always great. They're always going to be bought and sold out. But what they're lacking is third-party titles to keep them going year in and year out. And I'm not saying that they're not going to sell any. Okay? I'm not saying that they're not going to change their ways. What I'm saying is they should make a new revision of a Nintendo Switch next year. And that is why I think possibly, two reasons why, I think that it is getting delayed. I think there's a mid-gen refresh coming to the Nintendo Switch that is going to be able to push higher, more capable frames. It's going to run more performance-wise when it comes to bigger games, so they could possibly get a Madden, so that they could possibly get a Black Ops, and get a Mario, or an Assassin's Creed. So they can push these games. And I believe that would help Nintendo jump even farther in the future when it came. Now, they have changed with you streaming and talking about Nintendo and playing music and all that stuff on YouTube. But there's one thing they need to change. And I'm not saying they have to make a console that's way better than the PlayStation or the Xbox graphically. They don't. They just have to make it enough to where third-party developers want to play, want to bring their games there for people to buy and play and buy their console. Because if you look at it, PlayStation bundled Red Dead Redemption 2. They bundle Maddens, right? Xbox bundles Fallout 76's garbage game. They bundle Battlefield 5. Nintendo Switch, they bundle Super Smash Brothers, they bundle Pokemon, and they bundle Mario Parties and Mario Odysseys and tennis. What is that different than PS4 and Xbox? The PS4 and Xbox aren't using first-party title games all the time. Now, I do understand that they bundled God of War. I do understand they bundled Spider-Man. But they don't just bundle their exclusives. They bundle third-party developers so that they can make more console sales. Because I'm not going to have to break this news to you. For those that are so blinded by so many YouTube channels out there, most of the people buy Nintendo Switch for their Nintendo game properties. They don't buy it to play Black Ops 4. They don't buy it to play Fallout. They don't buy it to play what is that called? Fortnite. They don't buy it to play these games. They buy it to play Mario, Zelda, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Metroid Prime, Pokemon. There's other games in there, but I'm not going to throw them around. Them are their big title games. Okay. Most people buy PlayStations and Xboxes, technically, for third-party games. I know that sucks. I know people are going to say, oh, no, man. God of War, Spider-Man. They're great games. God of War sold, I think, over 10 million. There's 86 million units sold. That's a big percentage of people that haven't played God of War yet. And it's Game of the Year. That's fine. Okay. Spider-Man. You know, there's games out there that have been sold. But when you look at Nintendo's first-party properties, night and day difference. They sell Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart, Pokemon. All these games are Nintendo properties. Super Smash. When you look at Xbox, they're not living off of Sea of Thieves or even Forza. Okay? The Halo Infinity, if it comes out to the Xbox One X, that may be different. PlayStation's not living off of God of War. They're periodically having these exclusives pop up year in and year out. And then they're also following it in with third-party developers. That is how they sell their consoles. They're selling them with exclusives too. But in between, where they don't have the exclusives, kind of like Nintendo Switch is kind of always at that mark where they're like, well, we'll bring back a bunch of ports. We'll do some indie games. There's not a shot at that. They just need some stronger console to play the third-party games so that people keep buying their Switches instead of going, well, I'm going to go back to my PS4 now and wait until Super Smash comes out and then buy it. And then I'll play that for a few months or maybe a while, and then I'll leave that and I'll go to play another game, like Metroid Prime 4. But in between that, they're losing customers, in my opinion, because of their lack of awareness when it comes to games, when it comes to third-party developers, when it comes to online service, and when it comes to managing like everything when it comes to their games. Like, they're great at their first-party title games, like I said, but they don't give a shit about third-party developers. They never have, except for Nintendo 64 days. Even the Wii was their #1 selling console. Think about that, guys. In 2006, when it dropped, that was their #1 selling console. Name one big game on there, third party, that you spent more time on rather than the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I'll wait one more time. Or did you play, well, let me go ahead and just say, did you play Mario Galaxy 1 and 2? Did you play Skyward Sword? Did you play Mario Kart? Did you play Smash Melee, or Smash Brawl, I should say? Did you play all them games? Yeah! Did you play Donkey Kong Country Returns? Did you play all them other games, Pikmin? Did you play all them games? Yes. Did you really play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 on there? Modern Warfare 2? Did you play Madden's really on there? I mean, really? Really? Because most people that own, like, the Wii maybe didn't own the PS3. Maybe didn't own the Xbox 360. I mean, come on, really? So that's what I want people to understand is I'm not dogging Nintendo. I just want Nintendo to quit just thinking, oh, we're the only game creators out. Because if you think about it, Sega had done the same thing. And that's where they kind of fucked up. And they'll probably admit it. And see, Nintendo's too big of an entity, really, I think, because that's why they don't ever compete. Because if they did, like Sega tried to, they would get shit on. And that's where Sega's downfall was. They should have followed Nintendo's way of, well, we don't want to compete with graphics and all this other stuff, because they'll get shit on. That's the truth. That's not a shot at them. That's just the truth. Think about this. Nintendo doesn't compete with graphics, so they just keep making their first-party title games on a less superior console compared to every gen. It's always weaker than the next. It's always weaker. It's always weaker. It's always weaker. Hell, like I said in my funny video, it's 32 gig. 32 gigs of storage in a Switch, and when the Wii U dropped, it was 32 gig on the black version, and the white version was 4 gig. 4 gig. That's a slap in the face. And I'm not here to dog and bring up all that shit, but I want people to be aware of it. Because that's what my channel is. I speak the truth. I speak the knowledge. I want to let you guys understand. Sometimes people are blinded by stupidity, or they're blinded by their fanboy, their love of a certain game. And don't get me wrong, I love certain games too. But I'm not blinded by what the companies are doing to us. And that's why I say Sega. They make awesome games. We can all agree they make awesome games, right? But what did they do that pissed everybody off and slacked between everybody? Well, they made a console that was hard to develop for with the Sega Saturn, and they pushed it like 4 to 6 months earlier just so they could try to compete with PlayStation. And it was $100 more than the PlayStation, and they didn't make a whole lot of great games on there. They made 4 other different editions before that with the 32X CD, 32X add-on, the Sega CD, and all that other bullshit. And they rushed everything. They rushed everything. They rushed everything. And the Nintendo 64, as great as it was, it didn't even have a whole lot of games on it. I mean, it was great. I give it props. It's one of my favorite consoles of all time, honestly. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not going to deny that. But they've always stayed true to who they are. I get that. But they need to change. It's 2018, almost 2019. I think they're going to do a refresh mid-generational jump. I think they are. And I think a lot of people don't see that coming. That's why I believe they may be postponing it. The other reason is a lot of people may not like this, my opinion on this, but their console's just not strong enough. They may be delaying it for 6-7 months. You may not get Crash Team Racing until August, September, October. I mean, maybe June. I mean, you got July, August, September, October, November. I mean, it may be 4 or 5 months, 6 months, maybe December. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying because The console's not as powerful, so they have to dummy it down, which takes time. They have to bring it over to a cart instead of just doing Xbox, PlayStation. It's on the disc. They just manufacture it really easy. And the PlayStation and the Xbox are kind of like the same, similar when it comes to strengths and weaknesses. And the Nintendo's literally just behind that. That's the reason. That's the reason why Dark Souls... And here's their downfall. I want Nintendo to succeed just like a lot of other people do, because I love their first-party titles. But to succeed and to really go above and beyond, because I know the reason why people don't understand games is because Nintendo's always been that way. They've always been down that path of, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do our first-party titles. And then people get tired of it. That's why their consoles never normally break 50 million, 60 million. And you can say the NES sold this much and the Super NES sold that much. They did. They only had to compete against Sega and Atari Jaguar, which was horrible. But they didn't have to compete against Microsoft and a PlayStation at the time. And ever since they have, there really haven't been like selling, except for the Wii. And the Wii was a gimmick console, no matter what you guys want to defend it and say, it was a gimmick console. It didn't even have a DVD player in it, for God's sakes. And I'm not saying it should. I'm just saying, wow, 2006, you don't even got a DVD player in it, and DVDs got popular in 1999, 2000. That was the downfall of the Sega, too. They didn't put a DVD player in their Dreamcast. Just to reiterate, though, that's what I want. I want Nintendo to make something a little bit right there with them so that third-party developers can come and give you guys games that you want on your preferred platform. Because no matter what you guys say, Maddens are selling more on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and they're selling a lot more consoles than the Switch is selling with their first-party titles. And you guys may say, whoa, 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 game over. No way. No way. No, I'm serious. I'm serious because that is the truth. And you want to be shown facts? Google it. Go research it if you don't believe me. Like I said, the first-party titles are going to sell the Nintendo Switch. Do you honestly think people are going to go out and be like, oh, I'm going to buy Octopath Traveler bundled with the Switch? Yeah, some people will. Not the majority mass that buy the Switch, though. They won't. I mean, do you honestly think that the Nintendo Switch is going to be able to sell itself with, you know, smaller indie title games or lower budget games? Now, there's that percentage out there that's on YouTube that's like, oh, I love everything. I love every indie game. Or I'll play this, I'll play that. That's fine. But think about it all. Think about what Nintendo's really doing right here. I want to know your guys' input, though. I'm sorry that I had to go on this long. I didn't mean for it to take this damn long. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments. Crash Team Racing's not coming to the Switch on June 21st, 2019 because of two things. Either it's not a strong enough console and they have to dummy it down and bring it over, which is going to take more time, like they did with Dark Souls, or there's going to be a refresh or a mid-gen refresh console for the Nintendo Switch Pro, whatever you want to call it. And it may be coming literally around that E3 area, so they're waiting to bring that game over. That would be my guess, guys. I want to know what your guys' guess is. Give me a heads up, guys, on that. If you guys find any new information, let me know down in the comments, because I would like to know as well. Anyway, I love you very much. Make sure you guys hit the like, share, and subscribe if you would. Hit the bell notifications to be notified of any videos when they pop up. Because I normally do one day, Wednesday, and Friday, but sometimes I do randomly throw up some videos like today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys back Friday. Take care of yourselves. I love you very much, and I'll see you later. Peace.